Okay, guys, how is everybody doing? I'm back. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Today, I'm going to fix. It's the holiday season, so I'm trying to fix. I'm gonna fix something that would be quick, but hearty, and just good. And in fact, I think I mentioned to you guys the last time that for you to you could give me some ideas on different subjects to talk about, and that's I want you to do. Give me some of that, but I didn't pick this recipe that I'm going to do. It was sent to me, and I was asked to cook it. So that's what I'm going to do. This is a cattle drive casserole. It's I think again we try to keep it simple. It's ground beef, yellow onion, red bell pepper, some taco seasoning, and salt and pepper. But of course, I'm going to put all my different seasonings that I like into this so that we can cook for some taste. So that is cool. Then there's going to be a sauce that goes over top of the ground beef, because the ground beef, we're going to put those seasonings, some taco seasoning in, and then we're going to do a spread that goes over it that's made with sour cream, mayonnaise, cheddar cheese, and some green chives and some garlic pepper. Now these are the chives. Now I already started dicing up on the chives, but that doesn't go in right now, so that doesn't go in with the ground beef. But I'm going to turn the stove on, and I'm going to start the ground beef, process out the ground beef. The ground beef gets, I got to dice up the onions. I got to dice up the onions and the red peppers. So I'm going to break away because I'm going to prep that. I'm going to dice up the onions and the red bell pepper, and then when I get ready to put it in the pot, then I'll come back at you. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Subscribe. Follow all these different beautiful recipes. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. As I told you, it wasn't necessary for you to see me dicing and chopping, in real time. So it is real time, but I got it in a box. Me showing me dice up the red bell peppers and the yellow onions. And I took in, cut open my taco seasoning. I told you I have my other seasonings here. And I have the skillet on, because where I'm going to do the ground beef. In fact, that's where we're going now. We're going to go over here and we're going to put the ground beef into the pan. Now, for good, and I wanted it warm so that it doesn't take forever to get this together. Because I'm making more than one, I think I'm going to make a decent size. I'm going to make a decent size casserole. I'll make a decent size casserole pan, but I am also going to make a small one. That's why I have the 3 pounds of ground beef. So we're going to let this brown, which it's doing that. Let that brown. Now, while that's, and while it's, so we have the ground beef on to brown. This goes in now. This will go in now so that these onions and green peppers can cook with the meat. That is going to be doing its thing. Yeah. In fact, what I'm going to do, it doesn't call for it, but I'm going to put this on because I have a fair amount of ground beef, so I'm going to cover that up so that heat stays in there and cooks the meat a little faster. But again, we're doing the Cattle Drive Casserole, and we're doing some ground beef and onions and bell peppers, yellow onion and red bell pepper, and then we're going, when it browns up is when I'll throw the taco seasoning in, and the salt and pepper and the different flavors seasonings that I have. I have the of course I like this blackened Cajun rub, and some, again, salt and pepper and some garlic powder, and some seasoned salt and some cumin, and no, I didn't put no oregano in there. It doesn't call for no oregano either. So everything is going well. It's that time of the season where I'm going to be adopting a class. Well, the Larry Gang Stop the Violence organization adopts a class every season, and we go and we go through the schools, let the administrators pick a class. But when I went to the principal this year, he told me to, and this is a different school. This is a different school. We've been doing different schools for the last 20 years. But because I'm in every last one of the classes, he told me, hey, you know the kids, you can pick them. Pick the class, and the kids sure know me. Hey, Mr. Gaines, Mr. Gaines. It's so much fun. Okay, so let's check out our ground beef over here with the onions and the bell peppers. Yeah, we want this to all sizzle up. See how fresh that is? I'm liking dicing up these onions and peppers and tomatoes and stuff myself. I am really liking it. Maybe I could have used a bigger pot with all this ground beef and stuff, but it's going to work out. All right, guys. So, and this is definitely a quick meal. It's a quick dish. So since it's a quick dish, what I'm going to do, I'm going to break away again. Maybe fix myself a real drink instead of Kool-Aid. This is Kool-Aid. I'm going to break away, let the meat brown up some before I come back. And okay, so as that goes, while that's going, I'll prepare, have all the ingredients this cleaned up and the ingredients set up for the sour cream and mayo part of the recipe. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. We'll be right back, folks. Okay, I'm back, guys. Now, I'm ready to go at it with the mayonnaise and the sour cream, and I got more mayonnaise because I think I'm going to need some. I might need some, so I'm going to open that up. But I wanted you to see me putting the taco sauce, taco seasoning on the meat. I wanted you to see me doing that. This is doing this thing over here. It's doing this thing. Then, as I'm stirring in the taco seasoning, OMG, that looks good. I'm still going to put in the seasonings that I like. You know, I like that rub with this got a mixture of stuff. I got some Lowry seasoning salt and some black pepper. Oh yes, that is going to throw some flavor on there. And I have some ground cumin that I'm throwing in there on that. Now, that's good for the meat. And I know that I'm going to have, oh look at there, it looks so good. Them onions is caramelizing all up in there. Oh, and that flavor is cooking into the meat. This is what you want. This is what I want. Oh, yes. Yes, and it's cooking really well. It's cooking well in there. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to let that do its thing for a couple more minutes. Now we're to the part of the mayo and let me see what am I going to use? What am I going to use to get this mayo out of here? So I got a small, I got a small one. Okay. Cool. And brown spoon. Yep, I got a lot of utensils in there. Okay. Now, what I want to do is sour cream. Let's go with sour cream first. Okay. Sour cream. Oh, yes. I'm going to go with the sour cream first. And it's smelling good up in here. This was like 3/4 of a pound. 3/4 of a pound. That's because I told you I'm making a big one. I'm not making such a little small dish, so I want to make sure I have enough in here. Same way with the mayo. I want to make sure I have enough in there. Yes, that's enough. I know that's enough. Yes. So I don't need to open up the other jar. This was like a half a jar because I made some turkey salad the other day. Okay, so now I'm going for the cheddar cheese. Okay, I'm going to put like half this bag in there because the rest is going to go on the top. It's going to go on the top. I'll have some more cheddar cheese in case I need it. So, and I know that the chives, those chives that I cut up, the dry chives, they go in there. And the chives is going to go, I'm going to have to chop up some more because I know that the recipe calls for more chives inside when I put the cheese and stuff. When I put the cheese on top, I mix a little bit of the chives in there. So, and garlic powder. Now the garlic powder goes into this. Oh, yes. Look at this. Yes. Look at this. This is looking fabulous. Now, look at that, folks. Look at that. This looks good. Okay. So now this goes to the side. Okay. Now, and I have my lid. I'm going to put my lid over top of this and put this to the side because we're going to be, I'm going to drain because I'm looking at all the juices and you'll be able to see all these juices that are on this. Oh man, and it goes off now because I can feel I got it on there a little long because some of them onions are sticking to the bottom. Oh my goodness, that is ready. This is ready. I know you'll see it, but that's ready. That is ready. That's ready. So that's done. That's done. Now, the biscuit mix. We have to make a biscuit mix because the biscuit mix is on the bottom of the pan. Now, they say biscuit mix in water, but this Lowry's, this is Xanaran's. This says it has you add milk. So I'm going to use milk and instead of water. All right. So okay. Let's go here. Let's go like this. I gotta read that to see how much. I know I gotta put some melted butter in here. Oh my goodness, I didn't read this stuff. Oh, two tablespoons. And 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna come back because I gotta find out how much milk I gotta put in there. Reggie's Cook into Life's Lessons. Bam! We doing the Cattle Drive Casserole. We got that ground beef ready. We got that mayonnaise layer ready. We're gonna hook up the biscuits because we put the biscuits into the casserole pan and throw that in the oven for about 10 minutes and let that start to do something, start to cook. Not all the way because it's gonna go back in the oven for 30 minutes. Reggie's Cook into Life's Lessons. Subscribe. All right, folks, I'm back. And of course, now I know that in the biscuit mix, I got 2 tablespoons of butter, 2.5 tablespoons of butter. And it didn't tell me how much milk, but I'm putting like a half a cup of milk in there. And so let me get this mixed up. I hope it mixes right. Because this is the, this is what you would call the last part of the prep that I need to do. Because again, we have the ground beef cooked up. We got the ground beef cooked up. We got the mayo mix together. And now I see we got this biscuit mix together. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to, this goes into, this will go into the casserole pan. Then this is going to go into the oven on 350 for like 10 minutes. So I'm going, okay, I'm gonna preheat it. I'm going to preheat my oven, 350. Now you see I got this turned into, I put like a half a cup of milk in there. Because like I said, the other, they have biscuit mix that has, that takes just water. But this is Xanaran's and it says to use milk. So I'm using milk. Now I'm going to put this into this pan here, the casserole pan. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Trust me, the place smells fantastic with the other parts, the ground beef and well, the mayo mix you don't really smell. But okay, so now what I'm doing, I just don't want to get my hands all sticky. But I know that I shouldn't be worried about that because here I am in the kitchen. And the last thing I should be worrying about is whether my hands get sticky or not. But here we go, the biscuit mix, and I'm spreading it. So I'm using a spoon so I can spread it on the bottom of the casserole pan. This is working. This is working. Look, 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 guys. Look, look, everybody. Reggie's Cooked into Life Lessons, and we are making a Cattle Drive Casserole. And of course, this is the first time I've ever done it. As with all my other meals so far, this is the first time that I've done it. Now, I have this spread all over the bottom of the casserole pan. Now this is going to give my oven a couple minutes to warm up because it's supposed to go 350 for like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, something like that. But in that area, and that's the butter. So we got the ground beef rocked. We rocked that out. That is rocked out. We got the ground beef. We got the mayo mixture. Whoa. With the cheddar cheese and the sour cream and the chives. And we got that ground beef all flavored up. And we got the biscuits. Now, I'm going to throw this in the oven. This is such a quick recipe, and the things that have to be done are they're not long. This has to go in the oven for 10 minutes. So, and I preheated the oven. So now that's got to be in there for 10 minutes. So that's going to be in there for 10 minutes. Everything is set. So when that comes, 10 minutes of that, all right, guys, I'm back. And I'm feeling fantastic. Look, I put the biscuit mix in there in the oven, and it did like it's supposed to. I only put it in there for 10 minutes. And just as it's starting to rise, because remember I told you this goes back into the oven. So now, I got that. So now, I take my ground beef mixture, and I put that over top of this. Oh, yes. Yes. This is Cattle Drive Casserole. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And this is going to be one healthy dish. Yes. I got some left over, guys, because I told you I'm going to make a smaller one too. So, because I had 3 pounds of the ground beef, but that's supposed to look like that. That goes on there like that, right? Then, now, okay. So now you see I had the biscuit. Now I put the ground beef over top of that. As you can see I put the ground beef over top of that. That looks fabulous. It looks good, and it smells wonderful. Now I go back here and I get my mayo mixture, mayo and cheddar cheese and sour cream. Now I put this goes on top of that, and I'm going to smooth this out over the ground beef. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Of course, like I said, I've never done this before, but I can tell you one thing. I'm anxiously waiting for it to get done, because this is
You put a layer of biscuit, right? Oh, I almost broke it. Shut up, boy.
Yes. So now, again, I'm going to all the rims, to the rims. This mayo, cheddar cheese, and sour cream, and chives. This just looks so good. Now, okay, and I told you that it's very simple. So there you go. Now, oh, it's a cheddar cheese. Here comes the cheddar. Now, oh, the cheddar cheese gets spread over there. Look at there. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Last week I did my own special turkey salad, because we was talking about not wasting food and doing something with the bird. But look at this. Look at the setup here. Oh, I better stop moaning and groaning like that. But look. Oh goodness. Look. This is what I wanted to look like. Look, look, look. I'm going to put a cookie sheet in the oven so that it bubbles up. It can bubble. You put a cookie sheet on the bottom. This cookie sheet. Now look, guys. Look. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it.
It's ready.
No, it's got to go in the oven.
Oh, that's ready.
What do you mean is it ready?
I'm ready.
It got to go in the oven. You know who that is. All right. Now this goes in the oven for 30 minutes. Just like that. Ooh la, woo la. Reggie's cooked into life's lessons. I got some of my peoples coming over. They're gonna share in my libations, my juices. That Crown Royal, that tequila, that white label. I even had the nerve to have some sake. But you remember, I have sake from that time I cooked that dish and I needed sake to go in something, that vodka and everything. But it's the holidays. It's very festive around here. Alexa, set the timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Reggie's cooked into life's lessons. When we come back, guys, this is going to be done. I'm back. Shame, shame, shame. I was putting this together, and when I got my, when those people interrupted me, my neighbors interrupted me, it threw me off. But it was an ingredient that I didn't put in here. So, and because I said that I was going to make a smaller one, which I am, I decided to put to come back at it like this and not pretend like I didn't forget an ingredient, because I did. So I'm going to do now what I was supposed to do once I put the ground beef mixture on here. I had these draining. I'm supposed to put the diced tomatoes on here. So the big one's not going to have diced tomatoes, but this one will. So that is an ingredient that I had missed in the big one. But I think that will bear with that. So this is how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to have the diced tomatoes on there, like that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Fresh out the oven. Fresh diced tomatoes after the ground beef. Then, Alexa, stop. Then comes the sour cream and mayonnaise and cheddar cheese. Then that's when this comes on top, like this. Now you heard Alexa go off, so the other one is ready to come out of the oven. So this is how this goes. This is how this is supposed to look. This one I have the tomatoes in it. The other one is still, I'm sure, is still going to be good without the tomatoes, but you know. It's the first time that I'm making it. I always tell you it's the first time that I'm making these recipes. And so, and I wasn't watching it, you know, the recipe as I went along, because I thought I watched it enough. And I knew something else went on there, though. I did. But I was all excited when I got the call that my people was coming over. Now, okay. Now, the cheddar. And again, the other one just didn't have the diced tomatoes in there as a layer. But this one will. And, well, we want to be perfect, but we ain't perfect. Now, that goes into the oven. This will go into the oven, 350 for 30 minutes like the other one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to pull this out of the oven. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty too. It is beautiful looking. That is beautiful. And it is hot. So I'm going to sit that here. Definitely not going to cut into it. What I'm going to do is let this bake in the oven. And by the time this bakes, maybe then I'll cut piece. Maybe I'll cut a piece out of that then. This then. But look at that. The steam. That looks wonderful. That looks wonderful. Gotta let it cool down. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Cattle Drive Casserole. I'm gonna let that one cook. Let that one bake in the oven for 30 minutes. This will be cooling, and then I'll cut a piece out of this. All right, and all this will be cleaned up. Will be wrapped up. Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Subscribe. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm here. I'm wrapping it up. This is the one without the diced tomatoes, but this is done. We hope. So I'm going to cut this and serve a piece of this. Oh, OMG. Okay, so we're gonna see how it rocks. Okay. I'm underneath it. I got it. Yep. 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 Let me see if I can use something else. I got it out. Yes, it looks delicious. Okay, so far, so good. Because it has the crust, the biscuit crust is underneath there. The biscuit crust is underneath there. Yep, yep. And look at the cheese. Look at the cheese and the cream. And there's the ground beef. Look at that, guys. Here we go. I'm just going to take a piece. Okay, Reggie's Cooked into Life's Lessons. Cattle Drive Casserole. This tastes fabulous. Subscribe.